The announcement echoed through the crystalline halls of the Galactic Coliseum, a structure that had stood for 3,000 cycles as a testament to the Empire's dominance over lesser species. Today's entertainment would feature a rare specimen, a human from Earth. That backwater death world on the edge of explored space. Addison stood in the preparation chamber, her wrists bound with electromagnetic shackles that hummed softly against her skin. She was 19 standard years old, with dirt brown hair pulled back in a practical braid and eyes that carried the weight of someone who had seen too much. The slavers had taken her from a mining colony on Kepler-4 to be 3 months ago, and she had spent every moment since then planning, waiting, learning. The arena master, a towering Zetherian with 6 arms and bioluminescent markings, regarded her with what might have been pity. Human, it clicked in broken standard. You fight or you die. No surrender. No mercy. Addison said nothing. She had learned that silence unnerved them more than threats. Benjamin watched from the observation deck, his fingers pressed against the transparent aluminum barrier. He was a junior diplomat, barely 22, sent to the outer colonies to gain experience before his real career began. He had protested the games, of course filed the proper reports, sent messages through encrypted channels back to Earth's embassy. But the Empire didn't recognize human rights. Not yet. Not until humanity proved itself worthy. The first opponent entered the arena as Addison was shoved onto the blood-stained sand. A Krovian warrior, 8 feet of muscle and chitin, wielding a plasma-edged blade that could cut through starship hulls. The crowd roared, thousands of beings from hundreds of worlds, all gathered to watch the Death Worlder die. They had no idea what a Death Worlder truly meant. Addison moved. The Krovian had reach, strength, and armor. Addison had gravity. She had been born on a world where atmospheric pressure could crush most species, where predators evolved with venom and claws and intelligence. She had grown up in 1G constant, her bones dense, her muscles efficient, her reflexes honed by a planet that killed the weak. She ducked under the first swing, feeling the heat of the plasma blade singe her hair. Her bound hands came up in a brutal uppercut to the Krovian's throat, a weak point she had observed in the preparation chamber. The warrior staggered, and Addison swept its legs, using its own mass against it. When it fell, she brought her knee down on its neck with the full force of Earth's gravity behind it. The crack echoed through the suddenly silent arena. 7 minutes had passed. Benjamin felt his stomach turn, but he couldn't look away. The girl moved like violence personified. Like every nightmare the galaxy whispered about Death Worlders made flesh. They sent to opponents' necks. Then 3. Addison adapted. She used the electromagnetic shackles as weapons, the chain between them a garrote, a whip, a bludgeon. She took a blade from a fallen Venturi assassin and made it sing. Her movements weren't elegant, they were efficient, brutal. The product of a species that had clawed its way to the top of the food chain on a world that didn't forgive mistakes. By R1. 8 bodies lay in the sand. The arena master halted the games. This had never happened before. In 3,000 cycles, no single fighter had survived more than 4 opponents. The crowd was no longer cheering, they were silent, watching this small human girl stand among the carnage, her chest heaving, blood that wasn't hers painting her face. Send the guards, the arena master ordered. The guards refused. Benjamin heard the commotion through his translator, saw the ripple of fear spread through the Coliseum staff. The guards, professional soldiers, enforcers of the Empire's will, were refusing direct orders because they had seen what he had seen, that Addison wasn't fighting for sport or glory. She was fighting with the desperate, terrifying competence of a species that had survived ice ages, plagues, and their own violent history. This is unprecedented. The Zetherian diplomat beside Benjamin muttered, "A single human. How is this possible?" Benjamin found his voice. "You don't understand what Earth is. You think of it as a backwater, but our world has been trying to kill us since we crawled out of the ocean. Everything there wants to eat us, poison us, crush us. We didn't just survive, we thrived. You've been fighting warriors from civilized worlds. She's from a world that made civilization fight for every inch." The arena master descended personally, its 6 arms spread in what Addison recognized as a gesture of parley. "Enough," it declared, its voice amplified across the Coliseum. "The human has proven her worth. By ancient law, she has earned freedom. Addison didn't lower her stolen blade. Not just me, she said, her voice rough but clear. There are 17 other humans in the slave pens. All of us walk free, or I keep fighting. The silence stretched. Then the arena master's bioluminescent markings pulsed what Benjamin had learned was laughter. You dare negotiate? I dare, Addison said. Because in 2 hours, you've learned what one human can do. Imagine what 18 can do if you give us a reason. Benjamin was already moving, pulling up diplomatic codes on his datapad, sending emergency transmissions. This was the moment the precedent humanity needed, not through treaties or negotiations, but through the undeniable reality of what they were. The arena master considered. The crowd waited, and Addison stood her ground, a 19-year-old girl from a death world, covered in alien blood, demanding respect at blade point. Release them, the arena master finally ordered. All of them, as the electromagnetic shackles fell from Addison's wrists. Benjamin watched the galaxy's perception shift. In 2 hours, one human girl had done what decades of diplomacy couldn't. She had made them afraid, and through fear, earned respect. When Addison walked out of that arena, 17 freed humans behind her, she met Benjamin's eyes across the distance. She didn't smile. Neither did he. They both understood that this was just the beginning. Earth had announced itself not as a supplicant seeking acceptance, but as a power that demanded recognition. The galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again.